Hey guys, I'm about to mop the mat. As you can see behind me, there's a bucket and mop. And my daughter was supposed to help me today, but she's been slacking off. I think partly because she's young, she's 12, and partly because there's no incentive for her in the sense that she doesn't really need the money. I try to give her a couple of dollars, maybe $4 or $5 an hour when she helps out, but she doesn't really need the money because, you know, everything is given to her. You know, she has, you know, food, shelter, nice clothes to wear, nice food to eat. And so a lot of times when you don't really have any incentive, like when you're not really hungry, then you're not motivated, right? And so she tells you she wants to help out because she wants money to buy this, buy that, but then she only does it when she's really desperate. And I think partly because there's like, once again, no incentive. But I want to shoot this video. I want to talk about there's a Zen saying. Now, some people don't think this is a Zen saying. They attribute it to Zen because it's such a great saying. And the saying is, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. And after enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. And what it means is that if you want to be enlightened in the sense of you want to be the best that you can be as a human being, you need to chop wood and carry water. And after enlightenment, you need to chop wood, carry water. And what's the significance of that? It just means that you need to focus on the essential of running your life or running your business. So in my case, I have no one to help me, so I'm going to mop the mat because I have a class going on later tonight at 6:30. So I need to mop the mat, because if I don't, the mat gets dirty. You know, there's a high chance of getting germs and my students getting infections, stuff like that. So these are like essential I gotta do. Now I want to shoot this video because I'm going to be 47 probably in 5 weeks, and I worked in many corporations, many companies prior to moving here. I also worked at a public school for 10 years. And what I notice about leadership, or people who really are successful at running a company, they're the people who don't mind getting their hands dirty. They don't mind working and being in the trench with their worker. They don't mind scrubbing the toilet. They don't mind getting on their knees. They don't mind rolling up their sleeves, right? And I've been with companies where these so-called CEOs and leaders, they're fakes. They hide behind their desk. One of my first fashion job I had was with this guy, total freaking anal retentive, doesn't know shit, and he was so arrogant. And I just got out of fashion school, so he was trying to intimidate me and shit like that. But his desk was completely neat as you can get. Every freaking pencil was sharpened. He probably have 20 pencils in this little sharpened box. Every freaking paper was aligned. He was like fucking anal retentive, right? And later on, I realized that he didn't know shit. He didn't know nothing. He bought this fashion company for his wife, and he just needed a job, and he didn't know diddly squat, right? And he would leave. He would come to work exactly on the dot and leave exactly on the dot. And he believed in his life that everything had to be like perfect, like the angle and everything. And to be honest, he didn't know anything. Like when I was designing, he was trying to be anal retentive about the angle of a pattern and stuff, but he didn't even know how to cut patterns. I mean, he didn't even know anything about fashion, right? He hid behind his title. I work with bosses where they would not even take time to get to know what you do, right? And they would just bark out commands and tell you what to do when they don't understand that they've been so out of the trenches, you know what I mean? So I knew it was time for me to leave a job one day when I was working at a fashion company, and I oversaw 6 graphic designers. And this fucking salesman got a contract to sell a bunch of high-end shirt to Macy's. And so he came up to me and said, hey, I need a bunch of designs done for Macy's within 24 hours, right? So I got my team of graphic designers to do it. Now, obviously, they couldn't finish. So I stayed behind till literally 2 a.m. in the morning. And I locked up at the office, and I drove up to his house, and he fucking lives in a mansion. And I had to drop in his mailbox, right? And then he got on the plane, he did his presentation. He came back, not even a thank you, nothing. He was like, he felt so entitled, right? And what I noticed is that over the years, bosses and managers who act like that, you gotta leave them, because sooner or later the system will collapse, the company will collapse. I worked at Kinko when I first got out of graphic design school, and this manager didn't know diddly squat either. And after work, he'll shake everyone's hand, and we'll tell him things that were going on with the company, like problems, right? And he wouldn't hear it. He would just say, good job, good job. He went around, shook everyone's hand, and he was just like a facade. And if you observe, right, he would have like great meeting notes, but he wouldn't roll up his sleeve. He wouldn't get down the trenches, right? And so you got to be careful of bosses like that. So anyways, I want to shoot this video because I want to keep it short. Do not get afraid. Do not be afraid of getting your hands dirty. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna have to mop the mat, and then I'm gonna have to mop the washroom, and then I'm gonna have to mop the floor. And I have to do a lot of shit by myself, because right now I do not have the money to hire anyone. And even when I do, they don't do it the way I want it, because they don't have the vested interest. They don't have the love, the passion for it. So, I have fighters who come to me all the time and wanting me to train them, and they don't. And I watch them, right? And they can't even get their act together. So here's the problem: you need to chop wood and carry water before enlightenment. After enlightenment, you still have to chop wood and carry water. So in other words, when I'm successful, I'm still going to make sure once a month I'm going to mop my floor. I'm going to mop the washroom. I'm going to make sure that my gym is clean. You know what I mean? It keeps you humble. It makes you stay on the ground floor. Anyways, guys, tonight I'm going to offer a woman's Newaza class. It's a blend of grappling, functional movement, and we're going to finish class with some rolling. It's very safe, very fun. Hopefully you guys can make it. It's free for this week, and we'll offer it every second Wednesday of the month. Also, don't forget that we have Women's Self-Defense last Wednesday of every month, and it's only $15, and I'm limiting the class size to 10. Last month we offered it, and we had 10 females showed up. It was awesome. We worked on a little bit of falling on the ground. We worked on shoving and pushing. We worked on fighting with sticks. This week we're going to continue with that theme, but we're going to focus more on fighting with pens and edge weapons. We're going to learn how to strike. We're going to learn how to get out of a bad position on the ground. So my women's self-defense class, that's last Wednesday of the month. Tonight it's women's Newaza class. Anyways, hope you guys like the video, and give me some feedback. Thanks.